Welcome to another edition of PACTV Community News. Tonight, I am joined by PACTV's Donna Rodriguez.
Thanks, Kim. This week, PACTV Community News takes you on a whale watch in Plymouth.
It's very exciting for the people that are coming here. Right off the coast here, Plymouth is the best whale watching in the United States, Stellwagen Bank.
And we bring you on a tour of America's hometown with the town's planning director.
The master plan is a little more general, and it says here's where we think development should occur, here's where it shouldn't occur, here's the things we want to protect, here are the things that are special in the town.
PACTV Community News will bring you bee stories from Duxbury and Pembroke.
As a local beekeeper, I feel that processed honey removes some of the critical items that are in the honey.
I decided to help since I needed my Golds Award, and also I love architecture and art and design and stuff like that.
And we'll take you to meet a rock band from Kingston.
We all come from different varieties of music, everything from classical to stuff like Pantera and Black Dahlia Murder.
Our arts and entertainment correspondent, Michelle McGrath, is back with a fall preview of local events. And Town Talk this week is from Plymouth.
It's all part of this week's edition of PACTV Community News. The top of the Council on Aging building in Pembroke houses a large bee sculpture. This iconic bee has been there for many years, but is now in need of repair. The Pembroke Girl Scouts have taken the lead with the restoration plans, and PACTV Community News met up with one Girl Scout to hear more about the project.
Hi, I'm Star Young. I am in Troop 80342, and well, I'm trying to earn my silver award for Girl Scouts. And well, you see the bee up there? It's actually got only one wing right now, so I would like to repair the bee with selectmen's help. I'm hoping to get a plaque for the bee to explain what it's about, and I'm gonna hope to get a pamphlet together about the bee to put in the library and probably the police station and all over the place. It's a landmark from this guy called Mr. Edlund. He's the creator of the bee.
After doing some sketches, I did a cutout that I suspended over this mock-up of the roof, and I could raise it and lower it to be able to visualize what was necessary to connect it, with some legs to a roof and make it look right.
Mr. Edlund has told me how, like, he showed me pictures of all about his, with the bee in the back of his truck and everything, all gold and shiny and everything. It was really, really cool to see how brand new it was then and now, like how destroyed it looks now.
The bee was restored back in 2006, and once again it was vandalized. The wing which I established for myself had been broken off. I took my binoculars up there and got a good look at it. I could see that the eyes, which were replacement eyes from about 1980, were eaten away with dry rot. I mean, so the bee's in pretty bad shape. Yeah.
I decided to help since I needed my Golds Award, and also I love architecture and art and design and stuff like that. So when they told me about the bee, I'm like, well, it's a pretty good idea, like just how much help we'll need and stuff like that. And then I got all the help pretty much to help find out about it.
Committee, just was being conservative, and I said, well, okay, we're going to ask for $2,000. That would cover exigencies, and that's yet to be approved by the town meeting in November. So.
It's bee season on the South Shore, which is also home to a large group of beekeepers. PACTV Community News caught up with one local beekeeper to learn more about harvesting, extracting, and the business of bees.
So what we're going to do is we've got the 4 hives here. I'm going to open up one. There are probably about 30,000 bees in here right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the inner cover off. And the smoke has a tendency to calm them down a little bit because they're not sure what's going on. They don't know if there's a forest fire. They don't know if it's just something going through the wind. About 2 minutes ago, this was covered with bees. So what we're going to do is we're going to start looking at frames to see which ones we can take out. And on the frames, we're looking like this one here. The bees have built it out, but there's no honey in there yet. And you can see they're adding the honeycomb to the frames, because all they started out was a very thin sheet of wax. You can see some of them aren't capped. On this side, half of it's capped. This is fully capped. This is what we will extract. So now I've got to get all the bees off of here without disturbing them too greatly. They do not want to leave. They want to hang around here. And what we'll do is we'll take one of these empty frames, put it in there, and allow them to do their thing. They'll just crawl over the whole surface, uncap it as they go, and eat, just like the old game Pac-Man. They'll just move from cell to cell to cell as a group and eat whatever there's in it. We take a hot knife, start at the top, slowly work our way down. And that's why we want the cells to be brought out beyond the level of the wood. This way it makes the caps come off so much easier. If you're trying to dig them out, it gets very messy. Now none of this will go to waste. All the honey that's being taken off with the caps will be separated from the wax, and the wax will be processed to candles from the wood, probably a little bit too far. There's going to be a lot of honey in this one. Each one of these frames will hold probably 3 to 3.5 pounds of honey. So now we've got 4 of these in here. We set them up so they're sitting down in there right. The honey being thrown out to the sides of the centrifuge. As a local beekeeper, I feel that processed honey removes some of the critical items that are in the honey, such as your microscopic pieces of pollen.
Pieces of bees?
That's why we use a sieve. Now some people will actually put a jar right underneath there, and that's it starts, but you're going to get wax. That's referred to as what they call absolute raw honey. Our job is to clean out the wax and any parts, any debris that's in there. And a lot of the debris is what they call propolis, which is the glue that the bees use to seal the hives. And it's on all the frames, it's on the boxes themselves. It's their weather seal. A lot of air bubbles in there, and they'll all float to the top. A lot of pollen in there. And that's it.
Communities often develop a master plan to help guide town planners, committees, and residents on ways to shape their community long-term. PACTV Community News brings you to Plymouth's Planning Director Lee Hartman to learn more about Plymouth's Master Plan.
Plymouth, Massachusetts is the largest town in Massachusetts with about 103 square miles of area. We also are one of the larger communities for population. We have about 56,000 residents. We are known for our water. We have 37 miles of waterfront shoreline. We also have, some say, numerous ponds, but some say 365 ponds, one for each day. When you look at natural heritage, which is a state program that maps all rare and endangered species, about 25% of all the rare and endangered species that you see in Massachusetts reside in Plymouth. We also sit on what's called an aquifer, which is a lens of water that has an underwater supply. And Plymouth's aquifer is the second largest in Massachusetts, only behind the Cape Cod aquifer. We also have a very large and very active farming industry in Plymouth through the cranberries associations and the various cranberry bogs in Plymouth too. When we talk about planning in communities, you think of two main tools. One is the zoning bylaw and one is something called the master plan. Now, master plan is a little different. Zoning is the actual, you can and can't do these things, your lots must be certain sizes. The master plan is a little more general, and it says here's where we think development should occur, here's where it shouldn't occur, here's the things we want to protect, here are the things that are special in a town. As you make decisions, use this as a tool to kind of guide yourself and make decisions about how is the wisest way to make decisions and invest money in the community. In Plymouth, we have what's called the Village Centers Plan. And what that did is identify 5 village centers: Plymouth Center, North Plymouth, West Plymouth, Manamet, and Cedarville, and said, in these general areas, this is where we want to encourage our commercial centers, and in the outlying areas around those 5 villages, that's where we want to encourage residential growth. In the rest of town, Bourne Road, Federal Furnace Road, Long Pond Road, those areas that are a little more remote, those are the areas where we said this is rural residential, and we want to actively discourage growth in those areas. Beyond those 5 village centers, we also have areas that we call areas of economic development. And those are our industrial and our commercial areas that we want to also encourage non-residential but commercial development. And those happen to also be nearest to our interchanges, exit 7, exit 6, and exit 5. When we also look at our master plan, it says, okay, that's where we want to develop and that's where we want to encourage growth. The master plan also says that that's where we should focus most of our investment. So if we're going to improve roads, if we're going to build a new school, if we're going to do a new playground, those are the areas where we are saying as a town we're going to commit to provide most of our services. It doesn't mean that we neglect those other areas. It just says that if we have money to invest on roads, the majority of it would go into village centers. Some of it obviously has to go to the rural areas, but we're going to focus in on those villages for where the growth goes. In recent years, we've actually had a new development, which, as many people know, the Pine Hills, which is now many call a village. The difference was, from a master plan standpoint, the difference with the Pine Hills is it's private. So although it's open to the public and it looks and acts like a village center, the facilities, the investment is all done private. So they have private roads, private water, private wastewater. So we've talked a little bit about our 5 village centers, and the reverse of that is the rural area. So what we do is we have, and we're very fortunate to have, the Community Preservation Act in Plymouth, an excellent Community Preservation Committee, and they are investing those funds in those rural areas, buying that important land. That land is important for recreation, it's important for habitat protection. In addition to the Community Preservation Act, the Planning Board has a whole host of what's called open space bylaws. What happens is they come in and using one of those open space bylaws, they're creating 20, 30,000, sometimes 10,000 square foot lots. And the rest of that land that is kind of allocated for that house is set aside as permanently protected open space. And we have created thousands of acres of open space as development occurs, where we're having a smaller development footprint and the remainder of that land is set aside as permanently protected open space. So that's been a very successful way also as we look at our rural areas to try to protect and create open space and minimize the impact of development on them.
Kingston is home to an up-and-coming rock band called Blacklight Sunrise. PACTV Community News met up with the band at a recent rehearsal to learn more about them and their recent success at a summer festival.
I'm Derek Meeser, and I play guitar.
I'm CJ Carroll, and I play guitar.
I'm Zach Doucette, and I play bass.
I'm Sam O'Feely, and I play drums.
I'm Beans, and I sing.
We're Blacklight Sunrise from Kingston.
About 7th grade, my mom got me a guitar, and I was already best friends with him and our previous singer, and I basically just called them up and was like, let's start a band. And we switched members, changed members over the years. We got him a couple years later through a friend of ours, and then we found him on Craigslist, and we got Sammy through a friend in another band, Scarecrow Hill.
Well, we all come from different varieties of music, everything from classical to stuff like Pantera and Black Dahlia Murder. And we kind of just mix them all together. We got some heavy stuff, some soft stuff, just a good mix of things.
Well, we do a lot of shows in Boston, New Hampshire, and like Wareham and stuff like that. But we did the Warped Tour Battle of the Bands at the Middle East in Cambridge. Lance Tobin, he's the promoter for the show. He set us up with that. Well, our manager set us up with that. And we went in there. We ended up winning the prelims. We went up against a bunch of awesome bands. Like, they were wicked cool dudes. We ended up winning the prelims, and then a month later we go back there, and we ended up winning the finals with Juice. Definitely a fun time.
Our new CD is coming out soon. We're making some pretty good progress on it. We've been taking a new approach to it. We do all the recording here. We have all our own recording equipment. It's all our own setup. We do the mixing and everything, so should be out
November 9th.
So we have a Battle of the Bands to open for Danzig on October 5th at the Palladium in Worcester. And on October 26th, we're playing Halloween right at the Beale House.
Right down the street.
Yeah, it's hosted by Scarecrow Hill. They're big names around here. They're awesome. They're rap, metal, good friends of ours. Everybody dresses in costume, like we're going as pirates.
Plymouth Harbor is one of the best whale watching locations in the country. PACTV Community News was invited by Captain John's Whale Watch to go out in the Plymouth Harbor and see the whales for ourselves.
My day starts off here about 6 o'clock in the morning, and we have fishing and whale watching going out. We have boats going out all day long. Right now we're in the middle of a turnaround, and we have about 450 people going out whale watching right now. I come from a fishing family in New Bedford. I've been in the whale watching business for a couple of decades. Been a captain for over 40 years. It's very exciting here. You know, there's whales out there. People are excited. People from Iowa, Indiana, Texas, California, Colorado. Not used to seeing whales, and it's very exciting for the people that are coming here.
On our left side, you're going to see Massachusetts Bay.
The company was started in 1946. It started with a gentleman named Captain John. It progressed throughout the years to do fishing and then whale watching. When they went to the 70s, they started whale watching in the early 70s, and it's progressed into what it is now. And up and down the coast, it's over a $50 million business for Massachusetts at the different whale watch companies in Gloucester, Boston, down the Cape, over in Provincetown, and certainly in America's hometown, Plymouth.
All right, Tammy, get your eyeball on it.
It's an incredible business. It's a seasonal business, but we do a lot in the wintertime. We repair the boats in the wintertime. We outfit them again, get ready for the springtime, for the schools and that type of thing. We'd have a lot of field trips. We have over 100 schools that do field trips with us. So it's really, really an all year long business. It's the best location. Stellwagen Bank is a underwater plateau which is 21 miles long. There's a lot of upwellings, 2 currents meet, and there's different types of whales. At different times you can see humpbacks, you can see finbacks, you can see minke whales, sea turtles, seals, basking sharks, mola molas. It's incredible. The sea life here is incredible in Cape Cod Bay and on Stellwagen Bank.
It's still there, still below the surface, coming up.
Whoa! It's a very exciting business. As you can see, the people are excited to be on the boat, and when the people get off the boat, they're very excited. And as you know, when people have seen the whales, how excited they get. It's the first whale they've probably ever seen, and you get the oohs and the ahs, and that's what we're here for. We're selling an adventure, and people like adventure.
Duxbury's historic O'Neill Farm is holding their annual Farm Day event on Saturday, September 21st from 11 to 3. There will be music by the Bog Stompers, food, games for the kids, a time to meet the calves, and tractor hay rides. You can learn more at their website, historico'neillfarm.org. This event is free, so bring the kids for a fun day.
REACH, a local nonprofit organization providing residential and life services to adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, is presenting a rock concert at Plymouth's Memorial Hall on Saturday, September 28th. Proceeds from the concert will help raise funds for their recreational programs. Many great acts are scheduled, including the legendary James Montgomery. You can learn more at PlymouthRocksMusicFestival.org, as you don't want to miss this great concert for a great cause.
October has become a month featuring beer-related events over the last few years, and this fall features some unique offerings. Loretta LaRoche Productions combines music, books, and fun with the Book and Brew Music Festival on stage live at the Book Shack, located in Independence Mall in Kingston on October 5th from 4 to 10 p.m. This benefit event presents headline acts including Ashley Jordan, Pipeline Riot, and more, coupled with a craft beer tasting from brewers around the country. Popular local restaurants compete in a chili cook-off contest as well. For more information, visit LorettaLaRocheProductions.com. Funds raised from ticket sales will benefit the South Shore Community Action Council. The Plymouth Guild hosts their popular 6th annual Plymouth Art Stroll, featuring artists demonstrating and displaying their work amongst the sidewalks surrounding North Street in Plymouth Center. A featured stop on this year's stroll leads arts enthusiasts to the launch of a global exhibition of renowned artist R. Cartier Perry, just blocks away at Artist Exposure Gallery on Howland Street. This collection features paintings with accessories adorned with genuine Austrian crystals, heightening the reflection of light in these works of art. The exhibit launches a 28-month global tour for a featured installation following its stay in Plymouth throughout October. The art stroll will be held Saturday, September 24th from 10 to 4 p.m. For a complete program of events, hours, and more, visit PlymouthGuild.org or ArtistExposureGallery.com. The Artist Strolls program of events offers cultural opportunities for art lovers of all ages, and many of the events are free. Pembroke High School Thespian Society kicks off their fall performing arts season with a collection of fall play performances featuring high school students at their theatrical best. Performances take place on Friday, October 25th, and Saturday, October 26th at 7 p.m. at Pembroke High School Auditorium. For more information, visit pembrokepublicschools.org. Tickets can be purchased at the door. The second annual Sea Fest, hosted by the Duxbury Rotary Club, will be held on the grounds of Duxbury Senior Center, 10 Mayflower Street, Saturday, September 21st from noon to 4 p.m. Sample the region's best seafood provided by local restaurants, food stores, and caterers, all to benefit charity. Live entertainment from the Scooby Snacks Band rounds out an exciting afternoon. For more information about the Sea Fest, visit DuxburySeaFest.com. Funds raised from ticket sales will benefit the Duxbury Lions Club Food Pantry, Island Creek Oyster Foundation's Haiti Aquaculture Project, and Razia's Ray of Hope Foundation. I'm Michelle McGrath, PR consultant to the arts. Thanks for tuning in to PCN's Arts and Entertainment News.
Hi, I'm Melissa Riggi, the Plymouth Town Manager. What I'd like to talk to you about today is the upcoming October Town Meeting. You all know that there's a lot of work to get done in the 2 meetings that we hold a year, and this fall is going to be no exception. Some of the exciting thing, though, coming up includes some work that we would like to do in Stevens Field. The committee has been put together. They've started their work to see how they can redesign that park to make it much more friendly and certainly more beautiful. But as part of that, and the very first step is taking down that Finney building. So at this upcoming fall town meeting, we're going to ask the public and our town meeting reps to support that expenditure. And it can be expensive to take down buildings like that have issues of asbestos and possibly some environmental concerns in the soil that we need to take care of that contamination. But we have some other great things going on at this upcoming town meeting. We have some land purchase that we have talked about now for a few months called the Keys property. It's about a 5-acre parcel. We're looking to purchase that up. And once again, we're looking at Long Beach, and we're seeking to clear up some of the issues when it comes to where the homes are versus where the property lines are. And ultimately the goal is to not request more money, but to make both the Bayside and the Oceanside more accessible to the public. We've been working on that endeavor for a couple years now, and we've made a ton of progress, and this will assist us to do that. The other thing that we'll be talking about at this town meeting is a serious matter of public safety. For quite some time, and we've seen in the news, over the last decade, particularly in the last few years, that we do need to be more cautious, all of us, both in our homes and in our public buildings. So the town is looking to take our security measures more seriously. We will be asking town meeting for funding to do some work with cameras on our public buildings, including buildings like Town Hall and Memorial Hall. In addition, we'll be making some changes that we hope not to inconvenience the public, but to provide more protections for both staff and the people that use these buildings, like our board and committees. So to that end, we'll be reaching out to the public and all our boards and committees to work out some kind of procedure where we can lock down the buildings from the outside so people can't come in once we're no longer open to the public. Now that's a difficult task because we have a ton of night meetings and over 70 active boards and committees that use these spaces. So we're going to have to think about how to do that, and we want to work with all of you to make it responsible, but still to provide a meeting space where the many of you that are involved in your governance can get your work done. So I'll be reaching out to you, the police chief will be reaching out to all of you, and we'll be talking about that publicly over the next month, and I hope that we can get your feedback. Thank you.
Thanks for watching PACTV Community News. Replay times are listed at pactv.org. Click on the PCN logo to watch each complete edition or individual story.
See us on YouTube by searching for the PACTV Community News channel, and also don't forget to like us on Facebook to receive previews each week with links to all of our stories.
Thanks for watching, and join us next week for another edition of PACTV Community News.